Aviator Hughes, man.
Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy Jay Smiley,
It's your girl, Sporty Shorty.
and welcome back to the EYMF podcast powered by EYMF Network. Y'all, as we promised y'all in our last episode, we told y'all we was gonna spin the block on the NCAA March Madness tournament, and everybody knows how it moves. So we are here at the Final Four, guys. Super excited. My bracket in the trash because it was trash. Sporty, what's your bracket looking like?
I had all SEC Final Four. So of course y'all know I was Alabama. So one side is okay and one side is not okay. So I'm 50-50 over here, man.
Well, I'm right there with you. I had Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Georgia. So I'm right there with you. One side is 50-50, or both sides 50-50. So outside of that, I got Michigan State winning against Duke. So I kind of went ahead and just tossed mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. So, but with that being said, let's hop right into it. We have 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four.
Yes.
I'm a that amplify the Final Four for you? Does it make it that much more interesting that we do have 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four?
Well, for me, I'm excited to see Florida and of course I wore my orange today because both teams had the orange in it. Let's not get it twisted. I could care less about Duke and Houston. I'm gonna be real. I don't care about Flagg. He's a phenomenal player, but I am SEC. Once Alabama is out, I am all SEC. So I'm just excited to see Florida and Auburn play. That is going to be a wonderful game. So that Florida team remind me of the back of the day, that 07, 08. And then of course Auburn, the state of Alabama. Well, I'm rooting for Auburn, because for me, I just want to see them get it,
Of course.
So
I agree for sure. I think it's going to be a great Final Four. I think that I think a lot of people underestimated Florida. Even myself, having Florida in the Final Four, I knew they were a good team, but I did not see them clicking the way they're clicking. Walter Clayton Jr. is playing out of his mind right now. He is a man possessed on the basketball court. So with that being said, if you're going to beat Florida, you're really going to have to be able to run in transition and be able to stop that ball, because they move the ball probably better than any team in the Final Four right now. So,
well, I think if anybody could do it, it's Auburn. They do have the, number 1 player of the year also, boy Johnny Broome. So Auburn is no slouch.
Not at all.
I mean, Florida has to play their A game, and I do mean the A game. And I have it. I don't have them beating out Auburn. So, but I do like Masterpiece son right now. I like what I'm seeing from Masterpiece.
Yeah. So let's jump to the other side. Let's jump to the other side of the bracket. Excuse me, with Duke and Houston. That matchup for me is going to be like a clash of the Titans.
You think so?
Yes, for sure. I think it's going to be clash of the Titans for sure. I think both teams are going to come out very aggressive, because they know that if they get put on their heels or if they get put in the corner, there's no recovering. So I think that both teams are going to come out very aggressive. I don't think they're going to come out, I don't want to say passive aggressive, but I don't think they're going to come out trying to get a feel for each other. They're going to come out playing their games, and if you don't adjust, you're just going to get punched in the mouth. And that's what I'm most excited about when it comes to that Houston Duke game. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Cooper is about to get off. I do. And I really want to go as far as saying, for me personally, whoever wins that game, that's going to be the national championship winner.
Oh, okay. Well, let me state my side then. I do feel an upset is coming with Houston. I have them beating the Duke Blue Devils. I don't I don't have it being a Clash of the Titans. I don't have it being a whole debacle. I just have them winning. Um, and of course, I
Yeah.
have Auburn taking it all. I think whoever wins between Auburn and Florida will take it all. If Cooper Flagg does win, I think he is taken down by SEC team. Um, what I saw in the Alabama and Duke game, we were just one step behind Duke every single play. Um, I just want to congratulate Alabama men again on a great season. But they did beat us in every way. I mean, from defense to offense, we couldn't hit a shot, we couldn't get a rebound. Same pick and roll. Mark Sears played phenomenal our whole year. So, shouts out to you. Duke is a great team. I just don't see them beating Florida or Auburn. Um, I just
That
I,
that's that's
I watched them.
that's interesting that you say that. I think it's interesting that you say that. Why
Right.
exactly do you feel like that?
Well, for me, I
Outside
just
of it
feel
being
like
SEC,
it's stronger. When I look at Duke, if you take away Cooper Flagg, if you shut him down, do they have the firepower to keep up? And I say no against an all-around team like Auburn, an all-around team like Florida. If you take one person off their team, for instance, Johnny Broome went down last game, they still stayed afloat. So for me, if they're able to contain Cooper, then it's a blowout. And I just feel like Auburn
okay,
has so many people that can shoot it to the point where it's like, okay, you shut down one, can you shut down the others? And of course, Florida too, they're playing out their mind. So for me, I think the team for Houston and Duke, it'll be runner up. I don't see, maybe Cooper can prove me wrong. I just don't see him beating Florida or Auburn. So it's no SEC bias. I've looked at them. I've watched the final until Alabama got put out, and I watched Auburn, last night. But
right?
I just feel like, man, that Florida and Auburn is very strong, very, very strong, and they're
Yeah,
playing great basketball.
they
And of
are.
course,
They
a
are.
lot of
I
people
definitely, yeah, for sure,
from
for
the
sure. No,
jump,
I
they
agree.
had them going down from the jump, won't even make it this far. And I get it, it's March
So
Madness. I do say Houston does the upset.
so my question to you is, do you think that out of the final four, that Duke is the least put together team? Do
No,
you
no, no,
think
no.
that
I
they
wouldn't.
rely
No, no,
more?
no, no, no. I wouldn't say that. Duke is a great team. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like Duke cannot beat a Florida or an Auburn right now. And I'm not taking away anything from Duke at
Because they,
all.
right, right,
Great
right,
team, great squad.
right.
But as looking at Auburn and Florida, the caliber of game they're playing right now, I just don't feel like Duke can handle it. And it may be a great game, even if Cooper makes it out and Duke make it out. But I just
Right.
don't see them winning it.
So the size is there on both sides for
Mhm,
sure. The speed is there
mhm.
with all four teams. The defense is there between all four teams. The one thing that I haven't said yet is coaching. And I think that is one key part of it that we really have to kind of pay attention to is going to be those adjustments, because I feel like realistically we can debate the four teams and who's going to win, but I personally feel like it's four powerhouse schools. It is from top to bottom. You got the literally you have the four best basketball teams playing against each other, right? How do you make those adjustments? How do you make those in-game adjustments? What do those look like? What does that halftime speech look like for both sides of, what I'm saying, each game, the winners and losers at halftime? What does a bench look like? That's going to be key. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of key factors. I feel like that's going to come down to it.
I
Because
don't, I don't, I don't feel like coaching is playing. Like for instance, Nate Oates, great coach for
yeah,
Alabama. We
yeah.
just didn't make a shot. That has nothing to do with Nate Oates coaching. We made the
I
adjustment.
mean,
Nobody
true.
scored a basket. Our best player had 6 points, followed by our next best player had 4. So that coaching at this point is out the window. Every coach that's there is a caliber coach. Bruce Pearl, the Florida coach, is amazing. All those coaches are great. Duke
And
coach, all those coaches are great. It's not a question of coaching. Can
yes,
you make a shot? Who gets hot and who goes on that run? the coaching is there. The adjustments will be made. We know who the players are. We know who's going to be in the game from sun up to sundown. Can you make a shot? Can you make the key shot is the question. Nobody's going to say if Bruce Pearl loses, oh, Bruce Pearl's a horrible coach. Oh, Bruce Pearl didn't coach right. No, they're going to say, did Johnny Broome make the shots? Did the point guard shoot the basket like he was supposed to? It's stuff like that. So it's, to me, coaching at this point is irrelevant. We just going to see who got a dog in them. We're going to see who won it. Because to me, like you said, these are all number ones. We've seen it all year. Yes. This is the first time in a long time we've had all number ones.
Right.
So there's no shocking to why they're number one. So, and I think Bruce Pearl will show the world. I'm hoping he will, in his squad. And I won't be mad if Florida get it. Everybody know I was a Florida Gator in 07 or 08, so it is what it is. But man, it's just exciting basketball to see.
It is. It's gonna be high level basketball. That's one thing it's gonna be. It's gonna be very high level basketball. I think. I do. I think it's gonna be some really good basketball. Like I promise you.
I'm hoping.
I really believe that. I do. I think this Final Four, because for me personally, yes, it's all 4 number ones, but a lot of people had UConn winning because they thought they was going 3P. A lot of people, really? Really? I mean, really? Really?
They weren't even in my No, I didn't have UConn.
You didn't show the back-to-back national champions no love?
I'm from the South. I can care less about a UConn. I'm gonna be real with you. I can care less about a UConn. I mean, this is Okafor probably. I don't really care about UConn. I was with Johnny Broome and them. I say Alabama State. Let's be real. I'm from Montgomery. But I feel like if they beat Alabama State, they going. And it is, you gotta give respect. Respect is UConn just won it. You just won it. I mean, pay homage to y'all. Good job on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Repeats or whatever. But yeah, we knew you. I knew y'all wasn't coming out this year.
It wasn't too many like Cinderella games or upsets or nothing like that this year. Wouldn't you agree? Like it was pretty straightforward.
It was definitely, I mean, the teams that were number one definitely showed up and showed out.
Yeah,
it's been like blowouts.
Yeah.
So yesterday when I looked at Michigan State, so I watched the Michigan State game before the Auburn game when they played. Yeah. When it came down to the wire. Yeah. I said they will not beat Auburn. No. I just feel like they didn't have enough firepower. And shouts out to Jason Richardson's son. He is so good. So
Jace got game.
Yeah, he's really good. But I just felt like they didn't have enough for Auburn. And that's why I'm looking at like Houston and Duke. When I watched Duke against Alabama, they played an exceptional game. Alabama just one step behind. But the mistakes that Alabama made, Auburn would not make. You know what I'm saying? We just being honest here. No. And then, of course, we have a lot of growing to do with our guys as well. And we live by the 3 and die by the 3.
Right.
So those shots that we were missing, those defense, Auburn and Florida is not going to do that. No. Let's just be real. And Alabama has beaten Auburn. Let's not get it twisted. But it just comes down to it. Who wants it more and who's going to show up at this point?
Right.
And I think it'll be.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I definitely feel that.
We're going to let Smiley take a brief intervention, y'all. He got to get right. There we
we
go.
go. Look, there we go. But yeah, no. Like I was saying earlier, clear cut, pretty dry, nothing too crazy. Really excited about the Final Four here. 4 number ones. You got the SEC winning it. I got Duke or Houston winning it. So we've been we've been on opposite sides this whole
We've
tournament.
been on
But
opposite sides. That's okay. That's okay. I wouldn't want nothing else.
yeah, no, for sure. So now looking more so into the future, what do you think? And I'm going to more so focus on Alabama because that's your team. That's what you ride with. That's your alma mater. What do you think they have to do next year to get to the national championship game? Seeing how they performed this year, what changes or what kind of players do you think they need to recruit or whatever the case may be to get all the way? Because they got the team. The recruits
Mm-hmm.
gonna be there next year. They're not gonna fall off. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I foresee them being a powerhouse next year for sure. But what do you
Mm-hmm.
think investments need to be made in order for them to get to where they need to go?
Well, of course, everybody knows Mark Sears' last game was, against Duke. So we're losing a key player.
Right.
But of course, somebody else has to step up and take that position now.
Agree.
And of course, I have Grant. I mean, come on, that guy. Unless he goes to the draft, I'm not sure his decision yet. But
Right.
Alabama just has to play our game, free throws, threes. One thing about us, we shoot and live and die by the three. So we're gonna play that game. We're gonna have to make some shots. We're just gonna have to play our game. And I think Nate Oates gets better each year. Since he's came to the program, every year we have gone Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four. So for me, for Alabama to get over that hump, we played the best game I've seen against BYU. I mean, shots were falling, executing, inside out game, driving the ball, dunking the ball. Our center missed more dunks than took shots. So
Right.
it's the little stuff that we just have to work on.
Yeah.
I do have Bama going back because of course that's just how I am. And
As you-
I don't see anything that's like something that we just fall short of. Excellent program, growing program. And of course we compete against the Bruce Pearls for in-state. So
right.
recruiting is there, everything is there. I think Alabama will be just fine, as well as Auburn. I think Auburn will be just fine as well. And then I think every team in the Final Four will be just fine on next year. Duke has no problem recruiting. Alabama has no problem recruiting. Auburn has no problem recruiting. And of course, Houston will get so many recruits after this. So,
Right.
if we just play our game, we'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
had some great stars come through Alabama, from Colin Sexton to Petway. Y'all remember them days with the red shoes. I mean, as a true Alabama fan, it's just a luxury to see us, because at one point all we could get to was NIT. So
Right.
I'm so proud
I
of
remember,
those guys.
I remember them days for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember them. I remember them Alabama NIT days. Them days, yeah, I remember
Mhm.
them. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm just so proud of Alabama. Everybody knows I'm diehard. So I'm just
yeah,
looking, it's football season, so y'all know what it is. But one thing about Bama, we say okay, we lost in basketball, but y'all gonna have to see us in football. Let's not get it
yeah,
twisted. Ohio
yeah,
State,
exactly.
y'all
Yeah,
got a couple more days to celebrate, and that'll be about
yeah.
it. Okay, okay, all right. That's my
Hey,
piece.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I live for college football, so I'm ready. I'm ready to defend this title for
But
sure.
you do know who the standard is, right? Oh, okay. Oh,
I
okay.
mean, the standard is the most recent national champion.
That is not true. But this
That's
is basketball. We're not gonna go into that, okay?
hey,
'Cause
look.
you will get embarrassed because don't
I'm
try to
just
act
saying.
like Bama ain't the standard.
Hey,
Now
look,
y'all
I'm just saying. Hey, look, I'm just
y'all
saying.
can
It's
act
Big Ten. It's
funny.
Big Ten and SEC right now on this podcast. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Okay,
just saying.
okay. We gonna let the Big Ten out of the last 10 years win how many? Okay. And how many has Alabama? Oh, okay, okay. No,
I'm
don't worry
just
about it.
saying. Look,
Don't worry
look.
about it. Don't worry about it.
All right,
I'm
well,
wearing orange today But you all know how I rock the crimson. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look. She gonna make sure she dressed for the occasion, but y'all know what it really is,
Listen,
basically.
I would never say war, but I will wear the orange.
There you
Okay,
go.
so y'all know what it is. You know, orange is
Hey,
my favorite color. Everybody knows that. So
that for sure. So, in relation to college basketball, um, we have the draft coming up, and within these final four teams, we have some very good talent, right? Like we got Johnny Broom, Pettiford, freshman guard from Auburn, Walter Clayton Jr. You got Coop. You got some nice players that's going to be going to the draft, right? Um, so based off of a few of those people, a lot of people have talked about obviously the number one overall pick, Cooper Flagg.
right.
And one of the topics that have been discussed is how he will transition in the NBA. What will his game look like? Right now, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like he does play a very all around complete game. 3-level scorer. You can get to the basket, he can post you up, you got the outside shot, plays very aggressive. Um, my question to you is what team do you think he will go to, and how do you think he will transition in the NBA just all around?
Who is the
So
worst team?
I think it's the Wizards. The Jazz might be up there. The Hornets might be up there. I'm trying to think of some of the more
I mean, I
awful
think he'll
teams in the
be
league.
fine anywhere he goes, but don't get it twisted. This is the NBA. Cooper would not come into the
Right,
NBA and take over. Let's just be
right,
honest. It's gonna take some time because he's going to the worst team. So
right.
um he's not gonna
Keep
come
that in
in
mind.
and be the face of the league. He's not gonna come in and dominate and do all the extraness. But I
Right.
think he'll be fine on any team he goes to and he'll make it better.
Yeah,
Now, as
yeah.
far
I
as
agree.
rookie of the year and all that stuff, nah. But maybe
I
I could
think
be wrong.
that. I think it's interesting because just looking at like his style of play, I feel like he is like more like ahead of his time. And I know it's just one game and you can only take that game with a grain of salt. But when he was invited to the USA team and he was playing with them, that scrimmage, that was like a quick little glimpse of like him in the NBA. And
Ugh, I don't know.
I feel like even on, like you said, the worst team, he's probably not going to take over the league. But I do think he's going to make an imprint very early. I do. I think he's going to make I think he's going to make an imprint in the game very early. I think for Coop, it's really going to be about him getting bigger. That's really what's going to be about. If he could put some size on throughout his career, I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor for him because his game is there. Um, like I said, 3-level scorer, and he played defense. So you're a 3-level two-way player, and it's not too many of them right now in the NBA. It's not too many 3-level two-way players right now in the NBA that's actually going to dominate. But if he puts some weight on, I think yeah, in a few years he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for sure. Um, right now, we all know whose league it is, but the freshman class or the rookie class that's coming in next year, they are going to be nice. Even with like Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, Coop, Jeremiah Fears, you got some names out there, some big guards that are going to be able to adjust to the speed of the NBA just because I feel like nowadays the kids play a lot faster because they are in preparation for the NBA. But they could put that ball in the cup. Like just flat out simple as that. I feel like the names I just named specifically, they can all put that ball in the cup and we haven't seen. I don't think we've seen a draft class like this in a little while.
What?
Top ten, all freshmen out of college, uh, all high level scores. It's gonna be. I feel like that top 10 could be mixed up any way, shape, or form. I think it's
We
gonna
just had
be
the twins in the draft the other year ago.
Yeah, all around though, was that draft complete? Like, was that like a powerful draft? Like, let's look
This
at some of
draft
these
right
names.
here don't really nobody is really. I ain't got this draft even in my top 5 drafts. If you comparing 03s and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Um,
Really?
yeah,
With the caliber of players that are coming out in this class? Yeah, for sure.
I
I
just
feel
have
like
to look. I
the
really
next
ain't nobody
couple
really
class,
stuck out to me.
the
I'm
next
rooting for
couple
Johnny Broom to get go.
yeah. I mean, you got it's gonna be, I mean, Auburn alone might have 2 or 3 to go to the league. Like, it's gonna be a good draft. Like, it's gonna be a great draft. I feel like there's so many college teams that produced, I don't want to say super teams, but there were so many college teams that had more than just one star player. You know what I mean? So like, it's going to
I
be a
understand that
very,
part, but we talking about like NBA though.
yeah. That's what I mean. I
Oh,
mean,
it's
to the
so
point where
different.
I feel like the quality of NBA ready players going into the league right now, especially the top 10 in the mock draft, I feel like we haven't seen it in a while.
I get that
I really
NBA
do.
ready, but are you gonna take your team to the playoffs and win it?
Yeah, that's a whole nother
Okay.
battle.
But see, you can look
That's
on
a
the
whole
women's
nother
side.
battle.
You can look on the women's side and say differently. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
So when the
right.
girls come out, they can take their team straight too.
For sure.
Men, on the other hand, you ain't coming in running SGA. You ain't coming in running John Morant. You ain't coming in running Ant. You ain't coming in there running. You know what I'm saying? It's so many big names to the point where it's like, okay, now let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right,
You're not
right,
coming in looping
right.
them house and doing that. You're not coming in crossing up
I,
Kyrie. You're not coming up and crossing up Giannis. Come on now.
I think the caliber of this next generation is scary. I really
Yeah,
do.
for a couple more years.
I think they
They got
scary.
to be in the
So
league a couple years.
mm,
I don't see
this
nobody in
is,
this draft class right here coming in and taking their team number 1.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that much, but I will say I do see this top 10. This top 10 specifically, I see this top 10 being one of those top 10s where, like, so for instance, you can look back on some draft classes and be like, oh, this whole draft class is extinct besides 1 to 2 players. I feel like this draft class is not going to be like that. I feel like there are going to be a lot of players from this draft class that solidify themselves on NBA teams. And we haven't seen that in a while. Like, this is going to be the next wave of great players. You got the Tatums, you got the Jaz, you got the Zions, you got the Lucas. This generation right here is going to be that next wave. So when John and them start getting into year 13, year 14, this generation right here is going to be that next generation that's going to start making that wave. They'll be like year 5, year 6, somewhere around there. And that's when I feel like this draft class specifically it's just going to be scary. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion because I've actually paid attention to this draft class and then future draft, or I guess you could say future draft class to come up as far as high school and things like that go. I've been paying attention to them, and they're athletic, they're big, they're scary, they're young. There's a couple of them that reclassify and they can keep up. That just shows longevity in my eyes because you're playing beyond your years and you still got room to grow. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. And then that doesn't even, I have no idea about any of the international players that might be coming down to the draft. There's always some ones that come into the draft that, sneak by. If you're not like a Wemby where you're being idolized before you even get to the league, some of them could sneak into the draft and do some damage. So we'll see. We'll see for sure. But all in all though, yeah, that's my take on the draft from this year's college teams. I really feel like it's gonna be a good one. So we shall see. But with that being said, I definitely appreciate you for sure. I definitely appreciate
Proud of
you. I'm saying, happy you back down, you know what I mean, getting back to it for sure. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Final Four is coming up. Make sure y'all tune into it. Go SEC on the sporty side and go Duke or Houston on my side. So with that being said, we appreciate y'all, world. Thank y'all for tuning in. Couple of shout outs real quick. I definitely want to shout out Sporty Shorty. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all check out her socials. Run up her YouTube. Please run it up. Make sure y'all stay in tune with Hike Club Dallas. That is a new hike club that I have created here in the DFW area. It is doing very well. Make sure y'all tune in. Join the group me chat. Stay on alert on the IG page for updates on hiking sessions. Make sure y'all tune in, y'all. It's going to be one of the biggest hike clubs in Dallas, and I want everybody to tune in and be a part of it, all right? But with that being said, world, appreciate y'all. From EYMF and Sporty Shorty, peace out.
Peace. Take it home, SEC.
Nice work. Nice work. Cool.